Hello friends, this is Jess from Knit Plan Jess. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I do not have any planners. I do not have any stickers. Well, okay, I do have planners. They're off to the side. But I don't have stickers, which means I'm not doing a plan with me. The likelihood of me ever doing a plan with me without stickers is probably very slim to none. So, yeah. So today we are going to talk about 2022 planner lineup. I have officially finalized my selection, and what I did is I actually did a deep dive into the planners that I'm choosing, and that's what I want to kind of show you today. So in one of my Archer and Olive journals, this is just the white dot grid in the A5 size. I did kind of like a deep dive into what areas of my life that I wanted a planner for, how I wanted it to benefit me, and what essentially my goals are. And that's what we're going to get into today. So, like I said, this is my Archer and Olive A5 journal. This is actually my Creative Bujo, but I'll kind of get more into that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go through and kind of share with you what I have. So in terms of planners, you have to remember that choosing a planner is very personal to you. You can use one planner to cover everything, or if you're like me, you can use a separate planner to cover each individual area. And honestly, that works best for my brain. It's really truly what helps me stay the most organized. So first off, we have the home. I knew that I wanted to have planners to kind of help me in two main areas: budgeting and recipe meal planning. So if you've been following along, you know that I have been creating recipe pages. They don't do so well on my YouTube, so I don't know how often I'm going to be posting them on my YouTube, but you will probably see them on my Instagram. But anyways, I want to do more with budget and more with recipe meal plan. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to be using for budget and meal planning. All right, so to start out for my home, I am going to be compiling a home Franken planner, and that's what this notebook is going to be. So currently this notebook has a section for meal planning, which is where I've been using these came from the home extension pack. So I've been using these meal plan and grocery list sheets, which I will still be using these in 2022. It has a chore section, which I don't like use the whole checklist, but I like seeing kind of like what should be done on a daily basis, what should be done on a weekly basis, what should be done on a monthly basis. And that's what I kind of try to keep in mind as I'm, determining what chores that we're doing each day or each week. Next is the budget. I don't like these sheets. I hate these sheets, which is one reason why I've got the budget planner. And then the fourth section is projects, which honestly, I haven't really used this, and I don't know if I'm going to use it, but for now, I'm keeping it in here. So in my home Franken planner, it's going to be set up similar, and I will have a video to kind of show you how I set up these notebooks. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, my budget and my meal planning will be put into this home Franken planner. And this is the budget notebook. I'm trying to kind of keep it out of like the ring light and such. So this is new for, this was a fall 2021 release. And the reason why I chose the 2021 is because they made some changes to the layouts. So it starts out, your name page, you have your year at a glance, you have the perpetual calendar for the year, and then it just goes straight into the monthlies. You have a place for notes, financial goals, important dates, and then unexpected spends. The monthly I intend to use as my full visual overview for my finances. So paydays, when I have bills due, etc. And then you go into the written overview is what I kind of like to refer to it as. So you have places for incomes, and I like that they have multiple incomes, which I think is really cool. you have a place to put like your income, your expenses, and then what you actually had remaining, so you can be able to make sure that everything adds up correctly. You have all of the categories, savings tracker, accounts and debts, and then they even have like a challenge on each month. Each month is different. And then you have your weekly expenses. The previous budgets, they actually had stuff pre-written in. I'm glad that they removed it. But yeah, so that's basically what it is. And then at the very end, you have pages for notes, check-offs, more notes, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes into the next month. So yeah, I really like this. It allows me to be able to keep a written overview of my budget. So this will be going into my home Franken planner. And then my second one is the meal planning, and this I'm going to be using along with the recipe organizers that I have. This is very simple in the fact that cover page, year at a glance, perpetual calendar, but then once you enter into the monthly, I don't know what I'm going to be using the monthly for yet for this one. I was thinking maybe like writing in meal ideas, but I don't know. I don't even know if I'm even going to be using the monthly for this one. I'm more interested in these recipe ingredients pages, the grocery lists, and then you get into the actual week. So you have room for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, ingredients to prep. This is going to be really helpful in terms of when I'm wanting to do new recipes and I'm wanting to add recipes to my planner, because I can kind of keep notes down here. Being able to track breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm horrible about eating breakfast. I'm horrible sometimes about even making sure that I have stuff for breakfast. I work from home right now, so lunch is kind of the same deal. So that will really kind of help me better plan for my grocery shopping. And since I'm going to be using this alongside these grocery lists, I may necessarily not be using this side of it, but I'll definitely be using the grocery list side of it. Because that's what I'm going to be taking with me to the store. So yeah, so here's the meal planner. And yeah, basically each week is the same, very neutral. And that's the way that the entire planner is set up. The only thing that I don't like is that you only get 3 weeks of grocery lists. I don't quite understand that, but I'm thinking about using these in kind of like different ways than maybe what they're originally intended. So yeah, so I'll show you how I plan on setting that up into the home Franken planner when I go to do my setup video. So there we go, budget and meal planning. So the next area that I really want to focus on is wellness. And for wellness, in terms for me, it is mental health. I can sometimes be shy when I talk about my mental health and when I talk about mental wellness, but I also like to kind of stay open to just, kind of share with people. Yes, I deal with depression and anxiety. And that is one way that I have found that Happy Planner and Archer and Olive has really helped me, because it allows me that creativity in order to maintain that healthy balance. So I wanted to make sure that I had a journaling planner. I was originally going to use a teacher layout for Happy Planner, but I actually changed it. And now I'm going to be using an undated planner from Archer and Olive. This is one that released in 2021, and it is it's part of the Greater Good collection. I actually bought this on DStash for relatively cheap, actually, because she wasn't gonna use it. And since it is an undated planner, you can basically start it whenever. I'm planning on starting it in January. I haven't quite decided how I'm gonna decorate the month. I'm probably honestly gonna do a word of the month, like I have been doing for my previous wellness, and then each week is when I can be able to actually get into the creative journaling. And since the Archer and Olive is really thick paper, it's actually 160 GSM. This you can do light watercoloring with. So I'm really excited just to kind of break out the stamps, break out the watercolors, use the stickers, and just get down my thoughts for each day while using those other mixed media to kind of give me that creativity that I need. And also, like, this cover is freaking gorgeous with the hologram on the side. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then the second thing that I really wanted to kind of terms of my creativity is what I refer to as my creative bujo. So that's exactly what this is. This is just a white dot grid from Archer and Olive, and I started just kind of using it for like whatever. And then I kind of realized that I really like using it for creating spreads without the idea that I'm actually going to be using them for functional purposes. So that's basically what I started doing, and it gives me the creativity through the process of creating. It gives me, it just really helps me because I can be able to create these spreads just whenever I want, and I'm enjoying the process of it. So while I am using it for notes and such, because this right here was really, really helpful to me, the majority of this will probably be filled with spreads like this. And my other thought is I can be able to use these spreads to look back at a later date if I ever do go 100% bujo, because then I can just look through here and kind of get ideas and inspiration for how I want to set up each month. So this is my creative bujo. Really excited to use this, and I want it by the end of the year. My goal is to have this completely filled up, and even into starting a second one. So these are the two that I will be using for my for what I'm focusing on for wellness. All right, the next area of my life is gonna be my creator and influencer goals, and it still sounds crazy when I refer to it as that, but that's exactly what it is. So this is the Happy Planner Life and Doodles monthly layout. I've been using this since July of 2021. It is an 18-month planner, and I really love it. It is a monthly layout. So the way that it's set up, now I have January through December in here. I've obviously already taken out July through December, but the way that it's set up is that you get your monthly calendar, which this I like to write down what videos are going to be posting each day. It gives you a dashboard, so this is where you can set goals, you can set to-do lists, you can write down notes, really use it for anything. They have habit trackers, which I don't tend to use the habit trackers, honestly. And then they have the daily pages, or the daily tasks pages. And the way that it's set up is that each section is meant to be used for a day. I tend to use a full page for a full week. So even if I'm in a month that has 5 weeks, they do have pages like note pages, which I really don't use unless I'm going to need an extra page for a weekly spread. But I really like this because I can be able to take one page, write down my schedule, write down reels I want to record, videos I want to record, photos that need to be taken. If there's anything special going on that week, I can be able to write it down. And it's really helpful just to kind of have everything all in one spot. And then I just kind of put like any special to-dos in here, any reminders that I need to remember for the month. It all goes in the dashboard. So this is my social media planner for Instagram and YouTube. And like I said, I've been using this one since July of 2021. I absolutely love it, and I can't wait to continue it for the full year. All right, so now we're coming to the everyday. So every day is encompassing my daily planner, my weekly planner, and what is actually new is my travel bujo. So let's start with the travel bujo first, because that's how it's in the lineup. So basically the travel bujo, I'm using a traveler's notebook from Archer and Olive. It is smaller than like your regular A5, about half the size. Well, like half the size width-wise, but same length. And I really love this planner because this is like the perfect size to just throw into my purse. So in here, the way that I'm going to have it set up, I'm basically leaving myself like a few pages. Like I think I want to do something here, but I'm not sure what. I probably want to put in like a year at a glance. But then I'm going to put in a monthly, and I'm just now kind of getting January set up, so I don't have a lot, but I'm going to have the monthly calendar. I'm going to have a page for just kind of maybe like writing down like a master list of things that I need to do that month or places that I need to go. And then I'm going to have a few pages that I am actually going to be creating what's referred to as Dutch doors, which in a bujo, Dutch doors just mean that they're cut smaller. They're cut sized smaller than a regular page. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to set up the Dutch doors, but basically I'm going to give myself a few pages where I can just, if there's a day that I've got like a really busy day of errands to run, or if there's a day that I'm going into the office and I have to make sure that I do other things as well outside of the house, I can be able to just kind of jot down those notes and then throw this into my purse. And also, along with like the grocery list, I can be able just to really easily fold that up, put this in here, throw this in my purse, and I've got my grocery list with me. So this is also going to kind of serve as like a way for me to be creative. So I'm really excited about this one. And naturally, when I picked it out, I had to pick out the little cat. It's cute. And then to go along with that, I also have this journaling pad. It's craft paper and it's black paper. So the notebook itself is what's referred to as a Neapolitan. It's white, craft, and black paper. But I got this from a small shop. I cannot remember what they're called, but I got this from a small shop, and that's actually how I created my first page. Is I just took some of the craft paper and I basically cut it to size to fit this, so that way I can kind of give it like a different look each month. And that's what I'll be doing the whole month, is just kind of throwing in like those different layers of different mixed media and such, and just making it really fun and creative. So now we have, let's go into the weekly. So weekly, originally I bought the Modern Meow. It's a cat planner, obviously, and it is a very simple vertical planner. So my weekly is what I use. I like to have like a word each month of something that I'm going to kind of like a focus word for the month to kind of remind me. And then the weekly is literally just like a general overview of things that are going on, things that I have to make sure that I get done that day. And this is kind of like, I'll fill this out and then I'll go to my daily and then fill out my daily in a more detailed format. So that's what I wanted the vertical for. I love the plain, love the neutral, love the cats. So obviously I had to have that. But I also keep looking at people. I keep looking at people using the dashboard. And I really kind of wanted to try the dashboard for myself to see which one that I liked better. And to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of it also was bringing in a new layout to my channel, because I don't decorate the dashboard right now. It's something that I actually do enjoy decorating, and I kind of figured that, you know, my viewers, you might enjoy seeing me decorate this for a change too. So I picked this one up when I was on sale. This is a dashboard planner, so it has the monthly and it has the dashboard, and I'm probably going to be only using the cat dividers and the cat monthly. So I'll just be kind of franken planning these pages into into this one. So then that way, like 1 month will be vertical, the next month will be dashboard, but it'll be the cat dividers with these dashboard pages. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, so yeah, this is just my everyday, because you can write down things, you can write down notes, you can change these headers. This is just like a really, really good planner itself. So like I said, that is going to be part of my weekly. All right, so then next up in my everyday is the daily planner. As you know, I have to have my daily. So I actually have two. Each one is 6 months worth, because by the time that you finish 6 months and you've used up every single day, holy crap, you got stuck. This thing is going to be chunky. So you can't fit 12 months of a daily on one set of discs, even if you use the expander discs. I tried it. I actually tried it this year. By the time that I got to July, it was overflowing on the expander discs. So I'm warning you now. If you think that you can do it, if you think you're going to try it, heed my warning. It doesn't fit. So two of them, each one has 6 months. It has the cover page. It does not have a perpetual calendar. But then the monthly is undated, so I will have to date this every month. And then the actual days are undated, so I'll have to date those every month as well. And I will have to date like the tabs to kind of specify which month that is. It is. The daily itself is my detailed overview of my day. So to-dos, chores, reminders, anything to do with social media, so Instagram, YouTube, anything to do with crafts, anything to do with like routines, that all goes on my daily, because I like having that visual detailed overview of what needs to get done. And I will probably never stop using a daily planner. So if you remember, I'm sure you've seen this, whenever I set up my Franken planner, I always include the daily planner, I include the vertical, I include the social media, and then I include the wellness. So for 2022, I will still be Franken planning in my daily. I will still be Franken planning in my vertical, and then I will be Franken planning in the monthly. So it is only going to encompass now 3 pieces, because the wellness obviously is a bound book, so I can't throw wellness into here, obviously. We come to work. So work, as I've been playing around with like a lot of different planner layouts. Number one, I know for a fact that I need a planner. I work in human resources. There's a lot to keep up with, and I need to be able to write it down. So I've kind of learned that I need to have an area to be able to write down hourly for meetings. I need to be able to write down like a checklist for to-dos. And then I also need a section sometimes for notes. I tried the Happy Planner daily for work. I couldn't get it to work because it doesn't have that hourly. I tried the Moxie Life, which I really love their layout. I don't have a copy of it right now. It was just one that I printed out. It worked perfect. The only problem was the way that the Moxie Life is set up is that it is a goal setting planner. And I would have had to have bought 4 undated dailies. And I was not about to spend $216, I think is what the final cost was going to be, on 4 undated dailies for work, when I especially don't need the goal setting, but that's a lot of money to have to drop on planners, especially for just one thing. And I wasn't about to ask work to get reimbursed for it. So instead, I saw on Instagram the Day Designer. This is a brand new brand to me. I've seen it in Target, and I've seen like their weekly in Target, and it's really nice. Now they actually have an influencer program that you can apply for. I got accepted, so they sent me a planner in exchange for me helping promote them. So that's exactly what I intend to do. So while I may not be showing you like many of the after the pen spreads, I will definitely be showing like how I have it set up for work. But this is a really nice planner. Even though I do have to use the O-ring and I'm not going to be taking pages out, I don't think that's really going to bother me too much. But the way that it's set up is they do have the day designer is a goal. They have like a goal setting method. So they have how to use the planner. They have a section about like a self-assessment, the values that are important to you. They have an area for goals, basically putting in a plan to be able to meet your goals. They have a section for each month, kind of like what you want to make happen on certain days. And then it's basically like planning out your week and then planning out your day by the hour. So I thought that was kind of really cool. They have your year at a glance. They have a list of holidays. And then they have an area where you can be able to put in birthdays and other important dates. And then it just goes straight into the monthly, which I really like. There's no fluff to it. It's just very simple. So you have your monthly calendar, and then you have the daily layout. You have the hourly, you have the to-do section, you have notes. There is a space for daily gratitude. There's a space to put in like what's due, dinner, dollars, don't forget. I probably won't be using this too much. I'll definitely be using the top 3, definitely be using the hourly, and I'll definitely be using the to-do. Some days I'll use the notes, some days I won't. But I mean, honestly, like that's a place for stickers too. And yeah, I'm really excited to try this layout for work because it seems super functional. It covers everything that I need in order to be able to be productive for work. So like I said, I'm not going to be posting like the after the pen for the work, but I will definitely show you how I get it set up for work, so then that way I can be able to be productive with it. So I'm really, really excited about this right here. And again, this is the Day Designer. It is a linen cover. It's a really nice hardbound cover. This is the classic size. This is the mini size. So it is smaller, but it's like compared to the Happy Planner, it's really not that much smaller. I feel like it's going to be like the perfect size for me. And finally, we get to this. I intentionally left this one for last, the reading notebook. So in 2021, I set myself a goal to read 24 books, 2 books a month. Considering that I only read 16 in 2020, that was a decent goal for me. So what I did is I set up a monthly calendar from a 2021. This was like an 18-month planner that I wasn't going to use. And I decided to use the monthly to track when I finished books and when I started books. So in this way I could kind of keep up with, like how many books I read, if there's any books that I started but I didn't finish, that sort of thing. And I just kept doing that each month. And I easily met my goal by like May or June. And so then I upped it to 50. And I will share with you that as of today, I'm on like book number 51 or 52, I think. So definitely met my goal. But more so, this really inspired me to actually create a full-blown reading notebook for 2022. Let me go ahead and kind of skip to a few of the other sections. So I have this books to read page, and basically this is like a bujo that I kind of created. The squares were already put in So I just added in the books, threw in a couple stickers, and I wrote down books that I want to read. So in this way, after I read them, I can be able to color them in, and hopefully, eventually, this whole page will be colored in and it'll look really cute. I have a couple of lists of books that I have come across that I want to read, and typically they go on this list until I have actually like read a summary of the book and decide to read it, and then that's when it goes on the books to read pages. This is like a complete Bujo one that I made as well. So then we go to the reading list. So these are pages that came from the Happy Planner Digital Detox. This came out in 2019. I started using these to write down the books that the books that I read. And then once I filled that up, I started using like the summer reading from the Happy Planner. I don't like these as much because obviously it's very limited in how many books that you can write down. So I do want to create some Bujo pages. And then that kind of led into creating a whole Bujo planner. So I don't have anything set up for it yet. But what I intend to do is I intend to take some of this filler paper. If you look closely, the top of it is grid. It's like a dot grid, and then the bottom of it is lined. So I will be creating a monthly calendar from the dot grid, and on the bottom I can write down any notes, any books that I want to read, and each month that's how I will track it in the calendar. And then I will also be taking some additional paper that I have. I don't have it in this notebook, but I'll be taking additional paper. I'll be making some Bujo reading list pages. I'm going to kind of mimic them to look like this. I like the really big book. So I'm going to kind of mimic them to look like this, and then that's what I'll be using to track my reading in addition to the monthly calendar. So when I am at a point that I'm going to be setting that up for each month, I will definitely record so that way you can see how I put it together. But yeah, I highly encourage you that if you're wanting to get back into reading, definitely create a reading calendar. I actually have to catch up on this because I want to say that I finished I think I've finished like maybe 1 or 2 books since writing in that one for a start. But yeah, so I'll show you that during the month or each month for how I'm setting it up. And I just went ahead and started putting in like the number of books that I want to read, so that way I can be able to set a goal each month. I will set a goal for the total year, and this will just be a really creative way and a really good way to help motivate me. And of course, I have a reading cover for it. So there you go. My planner lineup. That was kind of exhausting, but let's go through it one more time. The day designer for work, an hourly layout or a daily layout that provides me with hourly and to-do functionality. And then we have an undated planner for wellness journaling, and then my creative Bujo for whenever creativity strikes. My traveler's Bujo for my planner that just throws into my purse for any type of on-the-go errands, notes, anything. Vertical and a dashboard for my weekly. I will be interchanging them every single month. So vertical dashboard, etc. Monthly for social media for the YouTuber and the Instagrammer, creator, influencer, and all that jazz that is still so wild to me that I don't know how I fell into that. My daily, which is my ride or die. You guys know how much I love this. I'm super excited about this one. Meal planning, because I have to get better eating habits. I want to do more recipes. Oh, and I also want to do better about teaching my kid to cook. And then finally, my budget, because I need to be able to see my finances on a complete overview. And quite honestly, I was able to purchase both an iPad and a PlayStation 5 by saving up for them. And when I purchased them, there was like no hit to my regular savings, and that felt freaking good. So if the budget can help keep me on track, then that's exactly what I need. All right, so there you go. Each section of my life. I think I forgot about my reading notebook. I also have my reading notebook. I'm just not going to show it again. So anyways, all the sections of my life, how I'm going to be planning for them, how I want my planner to benefit me, and what planner that I will be using. So keep in mind, it is not necessarily typical for somebody to use multiple planners. So if you don't feel like you can use multiple planners, that is perfectly okay. A planner is a very personal choice. What you want to plan in your life is a very personal decision, and you have to make what's best for you. But I do highly encourage you to do a deep dive and figure out what you want to plan, so then that way you can figure out how to make your planner work for you. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not too long. I'm looking at how long that I'm recording, and I'm trying to kind of figure out how much I'm going to be editing and cutting out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you, I kind of hope it helps you in deciding what you want for your 2022 planner lineup. But no matter what, I hope you guys will continue following along with me in this journey and continue joining me in 2022 to see how I use those planners to plan my life. So thank you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. And also, if you click the little notification bell, you will get a notification every time that I post a new video. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.